The police administration has named one Aisha Asanda as the brain behind the latest police recruitment scam.
A headway, yes, we are making a headway. And that was why I said some of them have mentioned Aisha as the one to whom they paid the money and the one who gave them the letter to report for training. So we are making a headway.
But security experts are questioning how come National Security Council, Police Council and Parliamentary Select Committee on Defense and Interior are yet to act on the matter. How is it that an entire police service failed to pick up intelligence on these fraudsters who defrauded hundreds of Ghanaians, issuing them fake recruitment letters onto the police service? This is today's big story with me, Stephen Enti. Today's big story is brought to you in association with Lifeline Properties, affordable, comfortable and quality housing. Hundreds of Ghanaians in possession of what they believed to be recruitment letters into the police service over the weekend got stranded at the various police training depots across the country. It turns out their recruitment letters were fake. And to make matters worse, the police administration had no clue of what was happening. However, today at a news conference, the police say their main suspect is a woman who was once arrested with a similar offense and later granted bail.
You know, the modus, when we first arrested Aisha, the press conference that I addressed on the 7th of January, I stated in that press conference that they made their victims to believe that they said a recruitment exercise was only for Voltarians and people coming from the 3 northern regions. So most of the victims are coming from those areas. We haven't gone to sleep, as somebody will want us to believe. We haven't gone to sleep. Our intelligence network is in process. The last suspect, for instance, this is called Alpha Adams, alias Abbas. We arrested him in a hotel at Tesano. We arrested him at Tesano Royal Gardens Hotel. This shows that our intelligence is at work. He was cooling off at the Tesano Royal Gardens Hotel, and we went and arrested him. So our intelligence machinery is in
But security experts say this arrest of the single suspect is not enough. The Police Council, National Security Council, the Parliamentary Select Committee on Defense and Interior are yet to take any action on this matter. Let's go on to the telephone lines now and speak to Dr. Kwesi Ening, who is Director at the Faculty of Academic Affairs and Research of Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Center. Good evening, Doc.
Good evening.
I like to mention your full title. It's the first time I referred to you as Director of Research at the International.
I can assure you that titles are not important. They make
I know.
people envious and jealous.
I know.
On duly. So just call me a security analyst.
That's right. Thank you very much.
I mean, let's get to the brass tacks of what the situation is.
That's right. Now, the police suspects one woman. I mean, the woman, they say that she's the brain behind this whole fraudulent recruitment into the police service. Is this problem a one suspect problem, or you strongly feel that it goes beyond that?
Well, Stephen, I think this reflects the changing nature of crime, the sophistication that comes to it, and then the organized nature of such criminal enterprise. It is not possible for one woman or one individual to con so many people, spread over the whole country over a period of time without some knowledge or some leakage. Now, the excessive reference to our intelligence is working, I think raises more concern and more disquiet than actually makes me feel comfortable.
That's right.
I mean, this is an instance that, let me hasten to add, though, can happen to any other institution in this country,
That's
and
right.
not only the police
The
service.
police service. That's
We
right.
are dealing with an individual whose mentality and psyche and modus operandi understands first the nature of the unemployment problematic in Ghana,
That's right.
the desperation with which people want jobs, and the level of godliness among Ghanaians, that if you do X, Y, Z, I'll be able to fix you here. And the tactic that says, look, I'm dealing with you alone now. Please ensure that you don't tell somebody else. Otherwise, you will lose that opportunity. What I'm arguing for, or what I'm pleading for, is that we should not excessively hound the Ghana Police Service, because this can happen to the Ministry of Education,
I see.
the Ministry of Health, the Fire Service, and other public sector institutions that recruit on a mass scale. The question that we should be asking is, to what extent has the nature of crime in Ghana changed? How are we preparing ourselves to be able first to understand this changing nature of crime and to be able to respond to it appropriately by using intelligence, forensic techniques, and other modern, methodology.
That's right.
But this will not be the last time that we hear of a public sector institution
But-
being double-crossed by, very innovative criminals.
But Dr. Ening, would you say that the police intelligence system failed for its inability to pick intelligence on this happening in the first place? Should they be embarrassed that it happened?
Well, I don't think it's so much a matter of embarrassment from where I sit, as a rather disturbing silence from the institutions that play an oversight role. I think it would have been nice, for example, if the police council called a meeting to say, guys, what happened? Can we reassure the people of this country
That everything is fine?
that everything is fine? I would have expected the Parliamentary Defense Committee on Interior, that has an oversight of the police service, also to call some kind of, a quick meeting,
Right.
to say, guys, what is happening here?
Dr. Ening, I'll have you hold briefly. I'm joined on the other line by the chairman, actually, of the Parliamentary Subcommittee on Defense and Interior, Fritz Baffle. Sir, I'm grateful that you could join us at such a short notice. How are you, sir?
Thank you, and how are you too?
I'm fine, thank you. Now, this problem appears to be one which many experts are saying exposes the whole country actually to a certain security lapse or loophole that might jeopardize internal security. Has this come to your attention as chairman of the Parliamentary Committee on Defense and Interior?
Yes, it was a bold headline in the papers this morning, so naturally it was brought to my attention. And what I've done is I've contacted the police to find out what the actual situation is. And they say they're conducting the investigation. So at the moment, all I can do is tomorrow we go into Parliament, and I'm going to put into motion the machinery so that we can find out the truth about this. But we have had problems with recruitment into the security services. There's so much pressure at the moment because of the high employment among the youth on the security agencies, for people to get recruited into the various security agencies, especially those under my oversight committee.
That's right.
And, right now we have advanced technology. I mean, ICT is so advanced now that we have to be very, very careful of the kind of scams that can come out. I don't want to say anything solid about at the moment, since it's under investigation, and I want a report. But tomorrow we will be calling the powers that be in the police to come and give us an explanation or give us the lay of the land with regard to this.
The
last speaker said he expected the Parliamentary Select Committee to do something about it, and we will do something about it. Today is not a day when we didn't sit in Parliament today, but I have talked to my class and the supporting staff to put into motion the means of getting in touch and finding out what this, because it's a big embarrassment.
Yeah. First, let me cut you in. I beg your pardon. So you would say that the timing of your response is not exactly too late. This happened at the weekend. So if by Monday, close of Monday, you've done what you have to do, you wouldn't say that it's bad timing at all, right?
No. The thing is that naturally, if I was informed, I mean, if we knew about this, because I was getting a lot of pressure on Friday that they'd called people to the police, and I said, all I know is that in 2012, the people who were called to recruitment were suspended. And in 2012, they decided that they've now reactivated that recruitment process. And so those people who had already been given letters, but I think that somebody took advantage of it. And we're getting a lot of scams. Some are actual outright fraud. I mean, everything is outright fraud when you take money from individuals to help them recruit, to be recruited in the police force. We're trying to stem that. And we have to look at our ICT procedures. But the thing is that, the general public should also be educated as to when recruitment starts and what to do.
So because, the general public should be more vigilant, you mean?
Yes, you have to be more vigilant. And the thing is that we have to educate the public, raise their public awareness. You see, people want to get into the security services, and they may not be qualified. They may not have the right qualifications. They may not have the right physical attributes to get into the police force. They may not be of the right age and all that. We've been trying very hard to raise awareness so that people don't get scammed. But it's unfortunate. I mean, in this day and age, people fall for all kinds of things. And you know about the 419 scam.
That's right.
So it's a very difficult process, but we have to work at it. It's when I see these things, I hear these things, or these things occur, then I realize it's a reality check, and then we've got to do something proactively to ensure that it doesn't happen again.
Right. First of all, quickly. Now you have just told me that you'll bring the matter before Parliament, and then you will call the top hierarchy of the police to answer exactly.
No, I don't have to bring it before Parliament. I mean, the thing is that we do a lot of our work, our committee work, not in the plenary session.
Right. Okay.
And I think I have the powers to be able. I have the powers as a chairman and a parliamentary select committee to call the hierarchy of the police to come to see us and brief us.
Right.
And that will be done tomorrow when most of my members are back, because I have to work in cohesion with them.
That's right.
I can't take arbitrary decisions, but we'll meet tomorrow as an emergency meeting and then do the necessary. But I've informed my clerk about this, and so she will work at it. The support staff in Parliament will be working very, very hard so that we can come out with something. At least by the end of the week, we should be able to give you a picture of what Parliament is doing about the situation.
Right, Mr. Bafo, I'll still have you hold. Dr. Kwesi Edding is still on the line. Doc, you heard Fritz Bafo is the chairman of the Parliament Select Committee on Defence and Interior. He's already taken some steps. Are these enough?
No, I think it's most heartwarming that Fritz Bafo has taken this proactive set of steps. But I think one thing that we need to be aware of, that scamming will continue. It is transforming very quickly, and that the nature of crime itself is changing and changing very dramatically. So I think we need better collaboration and intelligence sharing between civil society, the police, or the uniformed services, providing Parliament with information, improving the oversight capabilities of the police council, so that committees like Fritz Bafo's, by the time they meet tomorrow or Wednesday, will have a panoply of critical information to which they can use in engaging the police. And look, there is a common interest in ensuring that we can beat crime. Okay, it's now organized, it's targeted, it's well-funded, it's networked, and it's capable of challenging any single public sector institution. And that is why when Fritz Bafo and his committee meet with the police executive, it is not just about the police service. It is about general crime, the way it's changing, and the way it can affect and undermine any other public sector institution in this country. This is a major challenge to which we should all lend our support and our weight.
That's
now,
right.
When Fritz talks about educating the public, You see, that education must be holistic, it must be simple, it must be tangible, it's something that we can hold on to. And then when we are giving numbers call, those numbers must work.
They must work.
You can actually try to call some of the emergency numbers in this country and listen to the response. Quite a third of them will not work. And those who pick them are not particularly friendly, nor receptive even to listen to the complaints that you are putting onto the table. So there's a bit of work that we need to do. But kudos to Fred for reacting with his committee so quickly.
So quickly.
Leadership, and that is what we are looking for.
That's leadership. Fritz, if you're there, Dr. Inning is commending you. So I'll give you a concluding remark before we let you go. There are many Ghanaians who are worried that this does not only expose security lapses in the police service, but it has a wide range of implications to the general public as well. You did mention some, that the unemployment situation in Ghana is a big issue people are taking advantage of. So what assurances are you giving all of us? I mean, I know that you can't speak for the police council, but you are highly placed to give us assurances in this matter.
To be honest, we're trying to change the template of police training and law enforcement and public safety in this country. It's a gradual process. I cannot disagree with anything that Dr. Inning has said. I mean, everything he said is on point. And it's not because he commended me, but I mean, he said exactly what we really should be doing. We have to change the mindset of people in terms of their relationship with the police service. And if you want to enter the police service, you have to be of a certain quality. You have to have a certain timber of public knowledge and what you really want to do. You have to be called in reality if you want to be a good policeman.
That's right, Fraser.
And we're trying to change that. It's not only about law enforcement, it's not only about public order, but it's also about public safety. And when public safety is paramount, then you will look at all these aspects so that the public remains safe. So whatever he said, what he said today is exactly how we're going to go about it.
Right, Fraser.
When I call them tomorrow, we will find out. And I hope that you call me in the next 2-3 days.
I will.
And we'll be able to.
I will. Mr. Bafo, I'm grateful for your time on today's big story. Yeah, we're trying to work the telephone lines to bring onto the line the Director of Police Public Relations, DCOP David Ampabeni, who will be joining us very soon. But let's first hear DCOP Timbela, who at the press conference today answer some questions he spoke to the same matter as well.
You know where they are going to. Criminals cannot chase criminals. So we have to be very careful the type of people we recruit. That is why you see it at cumbersome. But supposing it is cumbersome, you want shortcut. They have gone, have they started the training? So what is more cumbersome than buying everything and not going for the training? Or sitting down and going through the process and then getting the training? If you want exam, he says cumbersome, write it anywhere, whether you pass. The end justifies the means. So if there are questions you feel they are difficult, you don't answer, you fail at the end of the day. So if you take shortcut, you don't end up where you want to end. So we want it to be meticulous so that we get the good people to trainable materials. To be, even that, we are not so perfect, some people hide and go through. But majority are people we feel they are upright, trainable as police people to work in the profession. So people must bear with us. We want the good things. And to get good things is not easy. But the end result is that you will report and you will be accepted for training. If you report only to be driven away, why do you go that way? Look at the ordeal. They should look at it and cross-check properly before they embark on it. It's getting enlistment like selling granules or kuli on the road. You just pay money, then they will write your name and give you. Is that what happens? If you want to travel, you need a passport. You need a visa. You need a plane ticket before you travel. At times they say some medical yellow fever, and if you don't get it, you don't go. But if it says cumbersome, then you don't want to travel. So to get people into police is quite meticulous. We won't say it's cumbersome. They should exercise patience for it. Look at even we go to all the regions in order to ensure regional balance. All the 10 capitals of the 10 regions, so that people everywhere can get access. And it's qualifying and not competitive. So wait for your turn. When you come in and you go through, maybe you'll be many. All of you qualify will take you, but you go to the training school in batches.
That was Commissioner of Police, I'm told he's a Commissioner of Police, Patrick Timbila. And on the telephone line now, we have the DCOP Ampabeni, who is the Director of Police Public Relations. Good evening, sir, and thanks for your time.
Good evening.
So, this one woman who is the main suspect, can you tell us how it is that she is the prime suspect?
Yes, I've mentioned some of the victims who are being used as witnesses. I've mentioned them. She has already been arrested before.
Right.
And she has been arrested before court, and she's on court again. And she came out and perpetrating the same crime. I get that even this one case was called and she has been adjourned.
I see. So would you agree with those who say the police intelligence has failed because it failed to pick up on intelligence on this woman and her operations leading up to this point?
Oh, how? How can somebody say that? When we have told the whole world that this on the 27th, we are arrested on the 27th. And then the 28th, this thing happened. So, police have kept faith in the profession. We have done what is humanly possible. Our intelligence has been very strong. You got wind of it. You issue press releases. You met the press and told them about what was happening. We went on air. There's some people are going around under the pretense of enlisting innocent Ghanaians into the service. We showed this. I remember on 3 different occasions. I met the press and told them, and there are several media platforms. I have made it known. So I don't see why people are saying our intelligence. What do you want us to do with intelligence again if we have known that something was going on and we have made the public aware? We have made the public aware. I don't see why we have failed.
Right.
Our intelligence is alive. Very strong.
Right.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Very, very strong.
DCOP, I'll have you hold. I still have...
The problem I have, the problem I have with some of the Ghanaian people is that when we are telling them the truth, they look otherwise. Because for a long time there is no enlistment, and they call you and say that no, we are not making enlistment. And then somebody comes and says it's not true, bring money. This is the problem we are having.
Right.
I think they tend to listen to that person more than the police.
So what, you're suggesting that there are many Ghanaians who do not want to follow the right procedure, that they prefer to give bribes in order to get into the police service rather than follow the true procedures.
I think that maybe they are desperate. So anybody, when you tell them there's no enlistment, somebody says there's an enlistment that can help you, they tend to believe that person. When on official website, on the radio and the print media, we have told them that we are not making enlistment. Enlistment is not done secretly. Enlistment is done publicly. Whenever we want to make enlistment, we will involve you, the press. We make publication. We make announcements. Both the print and the radio. So, I don't see how you could neglect pronouncement from such established media houses and believe people who come clandestinely to deceive you and collect your money.
Right. DCOP, Ampabeni, we are grateful for your time. I'm afraid this is all we'll have time for. Thank you very much for joining our discussion. Dr. Kwesi Henning is still on the line. Dr. Henning, you've been there for a while. I heard Commissioner of Police Timbila raise a very important issue of Ghanaians choosing to go the shortcut into the police service and possibly also denying the fact that the complex or cumbersome nature of recruitment into the police service may have been behind some of these fraudulent activities. Do you agree?
Not wholly. Look, Stephen, there are no shortcuts to progress. to enter any university in Ghana is a cumbersome,
process,
meticulous process of choosing the best and the brightest. And it is the same in every public sector institution. It is not just for the police service. So I think what we need to do is to tackle, for the service to tackle the perceptual issues that are arising out of this little problem. And to say, how do we improve our public information services so that people cannot so easily be conned. But in a situation where confidence tricksters are exploiting the unemployment situation in this country, I think it is incumbent upon the administration of all public sector institutions to say, how do we ensure that confidence tricksters don't double-cross, innocent people?
Right.
Okay? A blatant denial of the fact that we are in a certain type of unemployment crisis, and therefore people are desperate for short-term measures, does not help us to respond to the changing dynamics of crime.
Right. Dr. Ening, we're grateful for your time on today's big story. Dr. Kwesi Ening is a security analyst. He's also the director of the Faculty of Research and Academic Affairs at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Center. My name is Stephen Anti, and we're grateful that you could make time with us on today's big story. We'll be right back with an interactive segment. Do stay.